At the American University of Nigeria, the philosophy is that an institution must affect its host community as part of its development commitments. Right on the heels of a recent compassionate visit to displaced persons in Mobi, the Adamawa Peacemaker initiative, in partnership with AUN, paid another visit to close to 200 persons seeking refuge in 2 different locations in the Bole ward of Yola South local government area. AUN President Maggie Ensign led the team comprising the Adamawa Peacemakers initiative, management, staff, faculty, and students on the visit. Relief materials distributed to the victims were food, mosquito nets, and clothing, among other necessaries. The first location visited was Sabon Pegi in Bole ward, which harbored mainly men and women who fled the terror unleashed on the 2 neighboring states. The second haven was Lelewaji, also in Bole, literally crammed with helpless children and women.
The committee came here.
The chief of Bole, Alhaji Abdulmumin Abubakar, a member of the API, welcomed the visit and addressed the audience. He spoke about his people's challenges in keeping the refugees and pacifying the psychological effects of their sad experience. The chief also showed a man whose brother was allegedly slain by terrorists before he fled with his family to take refuge in Bole. It was a somber outing as most of these displaced persons were nursing mothers.
We pray that this violence ends soon, but you are a part of our community.
President Maggie Ensign addressed the refugees, imploring them to look forward to a life with hope. She also added that it is important that the university show sympathy and love to vulnerable persons situated in Bole.
Up north, but we're glad you've come to a community led by this great man who cares to make sure that you can begin your life again. So we thank you for welcoming us, and we will continue to support you and people like you as long as we have to. We pray it isn't for very long.
Abubakar, a refugee from Borno, was thankful to the AUN community and stated his experience as a refugee camping in Bole.
Abun ya faru da mu kafin abun ya zo mun gudu mun dawo nan. Muna samun dan taimako daga wasu suna taimaka mana kuma mu din na muna fita muna samu abin da zamu shi.
At the second shelter at Lelewaji were mostly children, staring innocently with their mothers. President Ensign, overwhelmed by the large number of children among the refugees, challenged the AUN community, saying,
"These are the most vulnerable people you probably will meet, and this is only the beginning. You can imagine what their futures look like without assistance. So I ask all of you who are here, many of you bellow, where I have done so much already. Yes. But I ask everyone who's here to commit what they can to make sure that these women and children have a life, have a future."
They filed out to collect their rations with smiles of hope written on their faces. Both young and old women, some with their children hovering around them, were in the queue to receive their relief materials.
The next person.
This is the third time AUN has undertaken a humanitarian visit to internally displaced persons in Adamawa. On March 29, the AUN community with the API paid a solidarity visit to internally displaced persons in Mobi, Adamawa State. As part of its development goal, AUN intends to preach the message of peace and restore hope to the vulnerable and at-risk youth.